Ah, yes.
My king.
Worthy Macduff, Thane of Fife.
I've come to take you back to Scotland so you can retake your throne.
Now, why would I do such a thing? Compared to Macbeth, I am the devil incarnate.
I do not believe that. Nothing is as evil as Macbeth.
Why would I want to be king anyways?
Well, because you can lead your people.
I'm not really a fan
Restore
of...
order to the chaos.
I'm not really a fan of all that. I think I would just want to lust after women.
We can... That can happen. Like, most likely all the women want you anyway.
But you see, as much a fan as I am of women, I prefer jewels more. I think if I were made king, I would just simply take them all away from the lords.
Well, it's a good thing all the lords have a lot of them. So we can let that happen.
But you see, the pinnacle of the problem is, I just lack all the kingly qualities. I have a bad temper, I have no remorse, and I just don't care about the peasants. I know, I am great.
You are not fit to rule Scotland.
I beg your pardon?
You are not even fit to live. Scotland is truly doomed now.
Wait, Macduff, come hither. 'Twas a test to see if you were truly honest and you spoke from your heart.
It's right there.
Wow, that's a weird spot for a heart.
Just let it happen, King.
Alright, so, how are we going to take back Scotland?
We must get an army.
Well, thank God, I've already got an army from the good King of England himself. My God, he's basically Jesus with that whole healing touch thing. Don't tell anybody it's fake.
Oh, of course it's not fake.
No, of course not.
We all know that.
We all know it's true.
Wheel!
Wait, Macduff, come hither. It was all a test. I wanted to see if you spoke from your heart.
It's right there.
Well, that does make more sense than your stomach.
Indeed it does.
So, if I do indeed come, how will we retake Scotland?
We will need an army.
Well, thank God I've got an army from the good King of England himself. He is basically Jesus. He's got this whole healing touch thing. Don't tell anybody it's fake. It's legit. It's not legit. It's a scam. It's a cult.
Of course it's not fake. He is.
He is God's chosen, yes.
Wheel. It's the sheriff's department. Macduff, under arrest. Actually, you're not. Just have a few questions.
Ah, yes. Anachronism.
Thank you for coming in, Macduff. Sheriff Grimes said to run out to your castle. Just had to check on a few things. Should be back in a jiffy. I said a few questions for you. Actually, just one question for you. And it'll just be quick. Just get a quick answer on you, and you'll be able to go home for free. All right? Now, question is quite simple. Just answer it as relaxed as you can. Why the fuck did you murder your wife and child? They don't say you did.
No! Mother, he has slain me!
They don't say you didn't. You had motive. You lived there. And you had opportunity. You lived there. All right? Maybe they got on your nerves. Maybe some kind of sick fantasy you've been holding all aside. Maybe just getting off to it. Right? You sent them in there. They butchered them both. They butchered all the servants. And then they set a place to bloody hell.
No, man. I didn't kill my family. Like...
Oh, you didn't know? Macbeth? Macduff, I'm sorry to tell you about this in such a harsh way. It was an accident, and I'm sure as our crime-solving guinea pigs here can tell you, happens all the time. She doesn't happen all the time. This is the first time it's ever happened, and I apologize for it. There was a mix of reports that said Macduff instead of Macbeth, and you're free to go, but your wife and children and your castle is going. Yeah.
Did this?
He sent some men out. We're not 100% sure why at the moment, but he sent some men.
Son of a gun. I will kill Macbeth. I will put his head on a spike while I flay it around the castle. I will murder him and most likely not his wife.
I don't think that was the best idea to say to someone law professional, but I'll let you go this one time because you pretty much just admitted you're gonna murder a man. You know, you're a little distraught. I'm definitely gonna keep some guys on you, maybe if we have the men. I'll just let you go. So yeah, you're free to go.
Okay.
That'll be The interview with Macduff was one of the greatest clerical errors the station's ever made. Went in there, we sent officer out to the Macduff's castle in Fife. Just survey the scene, see what happened, try and get a better understanding of what had gone on there. So sent Sheriff Grimes out. Sheriff Grimes goes out, he writes a report about what happened, sends it back, falls on horseback. But the report revives before him, and it reads that Macduff had gone to send men to his own castle, and they'd sacked the place, killed his entire family, all his servants, burnt to the ground. Now, what kind of sickle does that? What kind of perverted things go through his mind? So we sat him down and we started grilling him with questions. Halfway through the interview, we get man on my earpiece, and it's Sheriff Grimes, and he's saying, "What the hell are you doing, man? You didn't do it as Macbeth." And I was like, and that's when I had to pull back and really re-examine the case. And to this day, our condolences in the Sheriff's Department of Kings County. We truly do go out to the family of Macduff, especially Macduff Sr. for branding the murder of his family. I hope he realizes that he never actually done it, and that he never actually thought he'd done it, only that it was very possible he had done it. What that really did for our case, though, is it really propelled it forward. We knew that we had to stop Macbeth before he did anything else like this to anyone else. So we doubled our efforts and we began looking for more leads to really nail down King Macbeth, topple from his monarchy. Now, Lady Macbeth, we have reason to believe your husband ordered the murder of Banquo and his son Fleance, who is still missing. We were wondering if you knew why, or if Fleance was dead as well.
Courageous Banquo. Who knew he would rage such a coward as Fleance, who would flee amid the murder of his own father?
Now, I know this is weighing on you a bit, Lady Macbeth. Just one final question. We know King Macbeth ordered the killing of the Macduffs. We just aren't sure why.
Well, what better way to attract flies than with a honeyed trap? Thane of wife, I've had a wife, but where is she now?
This has been enlightening, Lady Macbeth. I was wondering if you'd be willing to testify against your husband in the court of law?
She's dead.
A few weeks after our interview with Macduff, we knew we had to get some kind of inside source on the Macbeth. I mean, we couldn't talk to Macbeth himself. He was a king. We couldn't pull him in for an interview. It'd be scandalous, and plus, even if we did, only be able to actually charge him with a serious crime. So we thought, hey, might as well reach out to the Queen, Lady Macbeth. We thought her mental state was deteriorating. Maybe it was as a result. Yeah, sorry about that. It's just our police officers upstairs. We knew that her mental state was somehow tied to the events that had been happening around us, so we approached her, and surprisingly enough, she willingly came in. She talked to us. Her written statement was very detailed, very, very outlined about what had happened. But when we tried to talk to her orally on the camera for more further evidence, she was a wreck, mumbling cryptic things, laughing hysterically. We knew that she was deteriorating fast, and we had to pull off a little bit after a few lines of questioning. It was when we asked her if she testified against her husband that she couldn't handle it anymore. I don't know whether it was the recreation of the events in her mind or the realization of what she had truly done, but she just looked us right in the eye and sprint out of the room. She'd come willingly, so we let her go, thinking not much of it, but apparently she had decided, I'm done with this, I can't go on like this, so she ran up to the top of the building and flung herself off, and it was only after we heard the massive splat that we realized what she had done.
My lord.
It's Your Majesty.
Looks like trees moving up the hillside.
Pardon me?
It looks like Burnham Woods attacking Dunsany Hill.
If you're lying or you're wrong, it'll be your head.
Your Majesty, your wife
What about?
is dead. But that's not even the worst of it. A settlement's under attack. It needs your help. I'll mark it on your map.
Life. It's a feudal point played by nameless actors in an endless play that never ends. Directed by an idiot. We don't have the men to hold Dunsany Hill. And if we attack right out, we'll be slaughtered, but I'm not going out with a coward. I won't hide behind these walls. Gather the troops. We attack. This will go out a hero.
And what about... I'm young Seward. Who are you?
My name would only frighten you more.
What kind of scum doesn't tell their opponent their name?
It's Macbeth.
Even the devil wouldn't go by that name.
Well, let's see if the devil can fight.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Ah, fool! Thou was born of a woman. I fear no man born of a woman.
Very entertaining, Macbeth. It's a damn shame you killed my wife and kids. I tolerated them.
God.
Very entertaining, Macbeth. It's a damn shame you killed my wife and kids. I tolerated them.
After defeating Macbeth in battle, Macduff removed Macbeth's head and placed on a pike and paraded it around Dunsany for all to see. Afterwards, he presented it to Malcolm, who condemned Macbeth's actions and branded him the dead butcher.
I don't know what
He then promised to make Scotland fair and just again, while all in attendance cried out, "All hail the King of Scotland! Long live the King!"
Will you solemnly trusted in me? Long live the king!
Well, after a few weeks of compiling the evidence that General Banks had given us, and the evidence that Lady Macbeth, had given us, we finally had enough to make a case, a very strong case against Macbeth. So we rode to Dunsany Hill, but when we got there, Malcolm's forces were already there. They'd seized the castle, and he sent a small force in with Macduff and some others. So we sat outside with the reserve troops. We technically are not allowed to get involved with any kingly conflicts. We finally did get in there. We saw Macduff riding around, a huge smile on his face, holding the pike with Macbeth's head on it. And we knew then that justice had been served, and there's no point in sending a case up about Macbeth. He'd gotten what had been coming to him. We considered the case closed. It needed nothing else. We knew what had happened mostly. One thing that bothered us most, though, we never had a motive. We knew that from General Banco he'd done something with a witch, and we did our best to guess what he had been told, but we really never knew what he truly had wanted. And that's one thing I wish we'd been able to, is get to the mind of the man, know what he had been thinking, his soliloquies, to say the best. But as far as what happened, justice had been served, and all was good in Scotland.
And there you have it, folks, the truth of what really happened on that night all those years ago. It would seem the Macbeths were responsible for the tale of bloodshed that ensued. Join us next week as we look at Regicide, Denmark.